Hey everyone, Voro here, and today we have a in-box, out-of-the-box, and build review of the Twisted Hobbies 32-inch crack laser. If you guys want to skip straight to the flight review, check the link in the description. There are going to be two separate videos this time, or click right there, or right there, wherever I decide to put the little hyperlink. Click it, that'll take you straight to the flight review. And the flight review has a ton of stuff in it, ton of maneuvers, ton of hygiene maneuvers, slow, fast, you name it, it's all in there. So everyone, go check that out and have fun. This video is going to have all of the out-of-the-box build, things I like, things I didn't like. And I have to tell you, there's very little I didn't like. I don't think I really could name anything. So we're going to get right into it. So this is the 32-inch crack laser, like I said. And this plane is just fantastic. The flight of it, skill level wise, can be anything from beginner 3D, intermediate 3D, to extremely advanced 3D. I myself am going to fly this plane a ton. It can do a beginner 3D for a couple of reasons. One, it flies very light, very slow, very easy, and it's very docile. You can turn the throws down and it flies very easy, so if you're just getting into 3D, this is a perfect plane to start with. It's very durable, so if you crash it, you're really not going to hurt it. It takes a really, really hard crash to hurt anything on this airplane. One thing I did when I built this airplane is I took welder's glue and put it along all the edges to make it even more resilient to crashing than it already is. I put them all along the edges, such as the wing, the nose, the top, and the bottom, as I like to drag the airplane a lot. I like to drag the tail, so it's all along the tail as well, just to make it a little more resilient, just to add that little bit of extra cushion, a little bit of extra rubber on the edges, helps it out a lot. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Putting it together, the plane's very easy. Everything puts together like a puzzle piece, and then welder's glue along the edges and along the fuselage. Could not be easier. Altogether, it takes about 3 hours if you really take your time and make everything perfect, and I would definitely take the time, as you're going to want to use this plane for a long time. So definitely take the time to do it. Get right into the batteries. I have two batteries here. I tried this out with a couple of batteries, but these two are the ones that I'm going to keep. This one is a Thunder Power 3-cell 350 milliamp, and this is going to be for outdoor and really, really fast flying, so I definitely recommend this battery. I like this one a lot. Also for indoor flying, a little longer flight times, not by much, but for about indoors, 2-cell 480 Thunder Power. Both very good batteries, both for two different applications, but I use both all the time, and you can use both for indoor and outdoor. It's just one caters to the other more than the other one does. So if you can, I would actually get two of each and have some batteries for outdoor, some batteries for indoor, and like I said, you can go back and forth between the two as you see fit. I fly the 3-cell indoor and I fly the 2-cell outdoor, as well as the other way around. Two great batteries, two very good things. I did experiment a little bit with a 2-cell 900, and it did work. It did give me about a 5 minute flight time, but it did not have a lot of power. It did still go vertical, so if you can do that if you want, but I would stick to the 2-cell 480 if you're going to go to 2 cells. I did do a 3-cell 500. That did give it a lot of power, so you definitely can do that if you already have 3-cell 500s. You definitely can do that. It adds a little bit of weight, but this plane can handle it. If you have the option, 3-cell 350, 2-cell 480. As for the hardware, this plane, you can do a whole bunch of different applications with it. Servos, motors, ESCs. I have switched it up. I've used two different kinds of servos. I've used two different motors, two different ESCs. I've definitely gone and tried out different things. And the best combination I found on servos was the Futaba S3114. And they're very powerful servos, very fast servos. I would recommend those servos above all else, or the E-Flite DS60s on the elevator and rudder, and the E-Flite DS76 on the ailerons. Motor, I've done two different kinds of motors. The one on this one is a T-Motor 2404. However, I used a E-Flite Park 350, and I think I like that one a little bit more. It has a little bit more power, so I would recommend the E-Flite Park 350 above all the other motors that I've tried. However, you can use a variety of different ones. Some are cheaper than others, so if you want that, there are other options. Again, all the specs are going to be in the descriptions. All the recommended hardware, all the ones that I prefer, and all the ones that Twisted Hobbies recommends, as well as the link to the Twisted Hobbies site where this is sold to look at what they recommend. The ESC I've kept the same. You can use pretty much any 12 amp ESC. I'm using a HobbyWing 12 amp. I fly at high altitude. I'm currently at 7,200 feet. So I like the extra power, so the 12 amp ESC is what I always go with. And a HobbyWing 12 amp works great. As for the flight of this airplane, it's very, very easy, like I already said. It's very snappy, it flies like a balsa wood model, not like a stereotypical foamy. So I really like that. It flies really realistic and very easy. And again, if you damage it, you're not going to hurt it, especially if you're flying low and slow. I don't think there's a thing you could do if you're flying low and slow to damage this airplane. It'll just cartwheel all day long and just be fine. The only way you're going to hurt it is if you go nose in full throttle or wing in full throttle. It's really the only ways you're going to hurt this airplane, which makes it a really, really nice trainer. The moves, it can pretty much do any move you have laid out. I did rolling harriers, rifle rolls. You can check all the moves I did in the flight video. Check it all out. I also did some hardcore spins, blenders that I did not show in the video. Pretty much any type of maneuver you want to try with this, even precision maneuvers such as snakes or IMAC maneuvers, pattern maneuvers, it does very well. It just points and shoots. There's nothing I can say bad about this airplane. Okay, so here we go. Here's the airplane close-up. It's a very, very nice airplane, very nice paint scheme. I like it a lot. Again, here's the batteries, a close-up of the batteries. It's a 2-cell 480. And then the other one of choice is the 3-cell 350. Great, great batteries. Highly recommend these two batteries. Let's start up front here. We got the motor. We got the T2404. Like I said, this is a very flat motor. It's running an 8x43 prop, and I have a whole bunch of these, and they work really well. So I recommend the 8x43s. Servos already have cutout bays, which is fantastic. Linkages are all the same. They have the little screw, and I'm not completely familiar with the name of that. They're very easy. You just put the carbon fiber rod through, twist it in. Do not twist it too tight, as it is carbon fiber and it will break. So just snug it up is all you really need to do. These guides are the only thing I'm not a huge fan of. They're nice guides and they have everything pre-cut for you, so they line up perfectly. However, I find that they're a little on the flimsy side. So what I did was actually on the elevator, I'll show you right here, I took one out and made my own guide, which is this paper clip, and I find that it's much stronger. If you look on, let's say, this guide, you can kind of wiggle it back and forth. It's a little wiggly. If you look at this guide, you can actually pick the whole plane up just by the guide. It doesn't really add any weight, adds a ton of stability. So I'll post a how to bend this little paper clip. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is wrap it around the carbon fiber, leave a little bit of space, kind of a lot like a safety pin. Very, very simple. Okay, so now we got it inverted, so now we can see everything underneath. First, we're going to look at the control horns. Control horns are very simple. We just have a Z-bend right here. Very easy, and it's just wrapped in shrink tubing and then C8 on there. Very, very strong. They're not going to break a carbon fiber tube. Again, going back to the same linkage we looked at earlier. The receiver is mounted here. It's an AR400. Very, very simple. It's a 4-channel full range receiver, and I have the antenna running back underneath the foam and then poking out through here. Very simple. ESC is up here, just velcroed and zip tied to the fuselage, so it cannot really come loose. It's going to stay there for forever. Very easy to get to. I did not solder the motor straight to the ESC, as sometimes the ESCs wear out on these smaller airplanes, so I did the bullet connectors. One thing I added back here on the tail is a little metal skid. Again, it's just a paper clip that's bent, and it helps protect the rudder for whenever I'm on the ground, which helps a little bit. I find this very easy. So you can, or you don't need to do this, but it helps. Alright guys, so we're going to take the camera back onto the stand and finish up, and you guys can go check out the flight review. Alright guys, so that was the out of the box build and tip review of the Crack Laser. Check out the flight review again right there or in the description. All the specs are in the description, all the links are in the description. Check them all out. Really, really useful. I recommend this plane 100%. I have not found a bad thing about this plane. It will last forever. It's easy to fly. It'll advance you as a pilot. You can add lights onto it. You can do anything you want with this airplane. Check it out. I highly recommend it. Be sure to check out my channel. Hit that subscribe button for more reviews. Comment asking for reviews. Also check out my tutorial section on flight tutorials and ask for moves there. Feel free. I love hearing feedback. Feel free to ask. And check out my giveaways. I'm having some giveaways really quick, so check those out. Stay tuned for those. And I'll see you guys next time.